everybody, and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today with yet another episode of Warhammer Beneath Dark Boughs. And holy shit, are these boughs dark, and holy shit, are we beneath them, except for Raymond, who's above them. But we've got the full cast and crew with us today to dive into yet another episode of actual Cannibal Shire the Death. So let's get into it. We've got Jim Davis with us today. Jim, how's it going, my friend?
It's going great. I am scrambling, as they say, to weave some sort of disparate narrative out of all of these wild magic surges, critical hits, chaos surges, and the like. But yes, these boughs are dark with player blood and your enemies, and character blood as well. You guys don't know I sent you knives. There's a ritual later. Anyway, I'm doing great. It's the start of my gaming week, and I'm pumped to see where everything goes. Disregard that. I'm doing great. It's my turn in combat. We start. So. Fuck.
Amazing. I'll keep an eye out on my mailbox. Pruitt. It's a terrifying version of there will be a quiz at the end. There will be a ritual.
Oh, just wait.
Pruitt, how's it going?
It's going great. Well, starting the second leg of this marathon that we call gaming here, and I'm excited to get into this. Eamon is for the most part doing okay in this combat, mostly because he's 30 yards in the air, and it doesn't appear that any of these guys have ranged weapons as of yet. But I can't wait to get to this, be playing Eamon, your favorite wizard of the Celestial College, weaving those winds of magic however they may blow. So moving on over. Thank you, sir.
Amazing. We have Charlie with us tonight. How's it going, Charlie?
It's going great. And my character is in perfect health, ready for this fight. He doesn't have one broken arm and a slashed throat, and apparently minus 32 critical wounds. It's fine. It's all good.
Don't read into any of those things she said, because they're not true. Right? It's fine. It'll be fine. Good. We have Alice with us today. Alice, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. I feel like my character's quite wounded, but yeah, I'm just not going to talk about it compared to poor Beatrice, because for one, I thought it was minus 20, not minus 32.
Well, according to Wobbit, he went back and counted, so...
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, nice like that. But yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this all week, and I just really want to survive this, and hope other people do too. So yeah, awesome.
Me too. That's free crits for Nora from Vidal. There we go. Hey, not so bad. Thanks, Vidal. Awesome. We also have with us today Gareth. Yes, Gareth, how are you?
That was actually quite nice. I'm a little bit shocked. Is something going on? Am I being fired?
Yeah,
from a cannon?
Dying, so I got some really bad medical news. So I'm just, making.
Is this to do with the ritual?
I got like 2 weeks to live, so let's try and finish off this while.
Rip well. So in a fortnight's time, I'll be on Swagula's channel. Look forward to seeing you there, guys.
Gareth, who are you playing?
I'm playing Rat, who is a halfling demagogue now. I've been through Ratcatcher, Cat Burglar, who demagogue. I'm currently running through the forest without 32 critical wounds. I will be leaping over the dead corpse of Yidris to help my friend Sue.
Amazing. As myself, I'll be playing Matthias Hurst, the witch hunter, whose friends are dying left and right around him, and he's just gonna get more and more fucked up as he does so. But before we dive into the game, I'll remind you guys, of course, sponsored here today by Fantasy Grounds. We're using the Warhammer 2nd Edition free community pack on fantasygrounds.com. So check out all their licenses. You can try it out for free. I think their first license is like $4, so you can get playing really quickly and really cheaply. Also go and check out waylandgames.co.uk. for all of your miniature needs and all of your Warhammer needs as well, most importantly, because they sell all of the lines of Warhammer minis, past and present, at up to 20% off the retail value, along with all of the D&D books, in case you're wanting to get any of those. You guys, of course, can interact with today's show. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button, join us. When we hit 20 followers, and in fact 30 followers and 20 retweets on that tweet there, you guys get to decide something which happens next in our game. It could be a good thing, but last week, Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf hit. Just this morning, Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf struck again in Doors to Darkness, so yeah, we'll see how well that goes. Also, you can donate to a better game as well. Give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. Just nat 20s, though. You're not allowed to give them any nat 1s. That's not allowed, just so you're tracking. But I'll hand over to our GM for tonight, Jim Davis, to remind us what happened last week on the show.
Last week, the party awoke from their night after performing this exorcism on Yidris to the Markgraf, seeking to speak with Matthias, proclaiming his redemption and desire to assist in any way possible, given that his prior uncooperative nature had led to such a disaster. It was at that point that Matthias turned the matter over into Rat's hands, where Rat promptly maimed the Markgraf and questioned him as to where they could find these Talite priests, where they were, etc. Using those clues, the party ventured deeper into the eastern woods, where Rat came across a curious sight. One of the Talite priests, naked, suspended from living vines from a tree, surrounded by a semicircle of other Talites, one of whom, Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, ended up ambushing the party as they raced towards each other through the undergrowth and fought a furious and deadly battle beneath these dark boughs. And we'd left off right in the middle of combat. A bloodletter, curiously familiar to the party, emerges from a pool of Shia LaBeouf's blood, and right now it is currently LaBeouf. The bloodletter is French brother. It's his Bretonian brother. The bloodletter steps out of the pool of blood near Nora, and Rat is racing his way towards the party, almost there. Those of you who are fighting the Talite priests, which I believe are Matthias and Yidris, can hear the sound of someone running towards you through the undergrowth. Eamon hovers above the battlefield and has a better view. You can see that it is Rat. It is Vindalin, along with two other Talite priests and two savage-looking wolves behind. But near to Rat is a centaur-like creature that resembles a cross between a tortoise or something. A great big trunk-like legs, a shell across its back, and it holds a large maul or some sort of blunt weapon in its hands as it keeps pace easily with Rat and seems to be protecting him. My turn. I'm going to go for these two Talites that at the moment I believe we're on Matthias and Idris. Here we go.
Just Matthias, really.
Just Matthias, really. I've been
really
told that I'm...
Last time they were really focused on me. It was weird.
Yeah, they're also really...
Really...
If I recall, they are both, according to my notes, they are both very, very wounded, and the tide is kind of turned against them. The two Talites, hearing something behind them, go into sort of a defensive stance and keep their distance from you. They're a couple of meters distance between you and them, so not quite melee, but they are sort of preparing to join whatever wave might be coming through the undergrowth. That's the Wilderman's turn. Now it's time for the bloodletter. All right, here we go. Nora. The bloodletter swings its blade at Nora. First one. It's a miss. The second one is a hit to location 60. And then a location 14. 2 hits.
Okay. So right arm and left arm.
So 14 would be your head.
Just but a scratch. Yeah.
Jim's
Do you have
guilty
a-
giggle is my favorite thing.
Do you have a dodge or something?
I have something. I have
got
a dodge
blow, right?
blow. Can I roll that?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh.
See, 100. That's the worst you could do on that dice. There's no number that's worse than that.
Yeah.
No higher
like-
number than that.
That's when you say dodge and stand still.
I'm dodging.
The first attack is a 14.
Okay.
Remember, it ignores your armor, but not your rune or your toughness.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one
There's
is
another
another 14.
Okay, so that 28 wounds. Am I reading that right?
Well, on two
Minus
separate
your
ones, so like your minus your toughness and your rune. So your toughness is what, 5? Or your 50 something?
51.
51. So
Yeah.
you subtract
Minus
7 from them.
10.
So yeah, the first one brings you to 1 wound.
Yeah.
And then the second one, you take a level 6 critical to that arm.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
That's actually to the head.
Okay.
14 is head.
90's good. 90's like a paper cut.
90's good.
Uh,
Yeah, 90's good.
If I
Much,
lose a
much
finger,
better. Oh yeah, and then we forgot to reverse it, so that is a head. The
Thanks,
Hellblade
Charlie.
slashes Nora across the forehead. Thank you, Charlie. The flow
Yeah,
of
Charlie.
blood into
What are you
your
doing?
into Nora's eyes will impose a minus 20 on your weapon skill unless you take a half action to wipe it away. There is a 30% chance every time you act that will happen as the blood
Okay.
flows from a wound in your forehead. That is it. Half action to wipe the blood away, percentage chance that it keeps coming. Bloodletter makes 3 swipes, 1 of them miss, 2 of them connect. It's now Nora's turn.
Okay, so she is gonna wipe the blood, like sort of just wipe it and flick it, and then can I use my crits, please?
Yes, you may.
Let's just roll. Oh, if that's gonna let me. Yeah.
Where are you hitting it?
Yeah, let's. Okay, so in the head, I assume. In the head. I'll hit it back in the head for hitting me in the head.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
All right, first attack. So if you take a half action to wipe away, you can only make 1
Yeah.
attack unless you spend points to make extras. So you got this one for 9. That is going to hurt it. This creature is massive, bigger. It's seemingly bigger every time you've fought it. The last time it was towered over you about 8 or so feet. Now it's easily 10. Arms longer, head more pronounced. Well, you've heard it. Is that it? Yeah. you choose to actually-
Yeah, that is it. She just wiped the blood away, flicked it, and probably growled at it for doing that.
Okay. Yidris.
Okay, so the 2 that were on me and Matthias moved back and are like preparing for being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Can I hear
Correct.
Nora fighting behind me?
Yes, you do.
Can I want to like glance and see what she's fighting.
She's
Sure, I
fighting
guess I
a
agree with you.
familiar demon.
Alright, at which point I'll like do like the double take between the beastman and the demon, and I'm gonna move to go and help Nora with the demon.
Alright.
Because screw the beastman.
Yeah.
I nearly died, Matthias can kill them. I believe it.
As he says, like,
Alright, so yeah, so move and then attack. Correct?
Correct.
And I've already handicapped myself. Because my life.
But if you're fighting with her, you get another one. Okay, yeah. That hits.
Yeah, so that'll hit. Oh. Grab the dice, not the sheet. sorry, the interface.
That's all right.
So that's 14 to its head.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, 14 to its head. That is going to deal a massive blow. It sort of like reels from Yidris' attack with the holy flail, the flail from the saint's tomb that Yidris has struck it with. And between the two of them, it sort of backs up and moves to face the two of you. My NPC ally.
Do I get the rest of my attacks or no?
If you moved and attacked, that's your 2 half actions.
Perfect, yeah.
Unless you want to spend one of those points.
You know what? I will spend a fortune point. Because
All right.
I have a couple of those left. And I'll just take another swing.
All right.
Yay!
That's
Yes.
That was a really heroic sound of Yidris hitting. One is the body for 14.
All right. Yidris strikes this demon, this foul creature from the chaotic realms again with her sacred flail. And of course, you guys both have a +10 to hit it now as you join into the melee. This mysterious creature who joins the party rushes from the undergrowth between the two Wildermon who are now facing off against Matthias. And Matthias, you see it in all of its bizarre glory. Shell across its back, 4 great big trunk-like legs that spur it on through the undergrowth. It wields a massive maul that it kind of swings around as it makes an attack against the 2 Tallites. And through the hole in the undergrowth, you can see Rat right on its tail, and then 3 other Tallites behind. One of them quite massive and large. So give me just a second as I'm going to roll for this guy. But this all happens like right there in front of Matthias. There we go. That's a miss for the first one. One of the Tallites does not get hit. Ooh. Poor showing on the allies' part. But it is huge and sort of like blocks whatever's coming, standing between it and Matthias. That's the end of its turn. Rat, you arrive on the scene.
So I imagine I kind of run like full speed, and as I kind of see the group, I'm gonna whistle, and I'm hoping like as I'm running one way, Hope's gonna kind of I just did that in front of the camera, so you didn't say anything, but run past me in the opposite direction and launch herself at these 2 guys that have been following me.
Okay.
So I'll just use my entire action to give her an attack, if that's okay.
That is perfectly fine. Do you have...
I think I have the ones from Mullet. Oh, you've got a war dog. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Wow, this is...
You might want to put that hotkey on your...
Cool, yeah,
nice.
I'll sort that bit out.
There's a wild magic for everyone in the party from Wobbit as well. Yay!
Thank you, Wabbit.
Sweet. That's what we needed.
Wobbit's here.
Thank you, mate. Thank you
The
for
demon
your
has
support.
arrived.
And this is the dog. The dog massively misses.
Oh no. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's go and resolve these.
Yeah, I just roll it. Okay, so Matthias 3506. Small objects carried by me seem 10 times as heavy to me. Interesting.
Like pistol shot?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. 6, 4, 4, 8, 4. Let's see. You rolled that one? Eamon.
That's Eamon.
That was Eamon. Yeah, my thing's over it. Eamon obsessively cleans and polishes any magical items he owns.
I already do that.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's already happening.
Get even more OCD about it.
Right.
Nora on 9321. The next person to draw blood nearby becomes water soluble.
That's not good.
All right. That's not good at all. Oh my god, Yidris gets a rope-based wild magic, which are my favorites. All rope within 50 yards is a strong steel wire. Damn straight it is.
We can make some garrots with our rope.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, hang ourselves with. And then Rat has visions of waiting in line for eternity, like a true Englishman.
Cue up to the right.
Oh, that's like my hell. Oh,
That's literally every British person's
Literally.
kink.
Amazing.
Clearly, I'm not British. All right. Well, that's fun. The water soluble is. That's going to be interesting.
Super good.
All right.
Hopefully it'll be the bloodletter and not me.
Well, if the bloodletter were acting next, they could draw blood. But it is Rat's turn. Rat has run through the hole that your ally made. Rat, you whistled. You had the dog attack. It missed. Do anything else?
Can I get an attack as well? Or are we going to say that's
Yeah.
it?
No, that's you can. It's a dog. It's an attack dog. It does what it's going to do once you're on the scene. You're going to get like a half action.
I'll kind of pull myself to where the party are. There's two more. Besides, I'm sorry. I'm, and then I'll see Yidris, and I'll kind of go pale white. I'll pull out my sling staff, and I'll get ready to launch.
I give him a look like you will stand here and die with the rest of us, damn it.
All right. It's okay. So you ready your weapon, Eamon?
Yeah.
Seeing the most pressing matter being the demon, Eamon is going to do a channeling roll to get his bonus, and then throw another lightning bolt at it. I easily pass that, and then you're doing the thing you're supposed to do.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Whoa.
Whoa. Nice.
Why did it roll?
The rolls were funky last week as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it rolls the casting number and it rolls the hit location at the same time. But it's a 2d10 and a deep percentile roll, so it throws you off.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Sorry. Well, I
There you
just
go.
hit the number I need. I need 10. I did that like all last session. So I hit him and I do 8 damage.
Okay.
Lightning damage, which does not draw blood because it's lightning.
Correct. It would not draw blood because it is indeed lightning.
Wanted to point that out.
Right. Your attack hits it. It seems phased somewhat by it, but not in pain or debilitated as a result. Matthias.
Yes. Let's see. So I've got this huge scaly thing in front of me that seems to be defending us and fighting the
It's
priest.
kind of blocking what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and behind me it's just the bloodletter.
Correct.
Well, here I come, water. Because I'm fucking.
I really hope
shooting
you
this
miss.
motherfucker.
Please miss.
Don't use your crits.
Yeah, I won't. But let's see. That's a hit.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, that's damage. Sorry, I wrote damage.
Oh yeah, that's damage.
That is.
That's a miss.
And a hit.
Oh
That's a
shit.
hit, yeah.
And I deal 10 points of damage. And instantly
points of
become
damage.
soluble to water.
10 points of damage, and which is enough to deal a wound. It deals actually 2 wounds to it.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll have to cross that bridge when you.
Does a pistol shot
That's
draw
a
blood?
boss.
I mean, it might be so hot that it just burns. You know.
That's very true. I would say if it was anything other than a blood demon,
Mhm.
then we might have a argument there. But this thing is quite plump
Quite bloody.
and juicy with the vital essence of life. That's Matthias.
Maybe you could read it as like holy water. Huh? Holy water. How
That's
about
true
that? No.
All
right, that's
it
my
hasn't
turn.
rained yet. It hasn't rained yet.
Yeah.
Don't start sweating.
Yeah.
All right. The demon gets to act. Presented with 2 targets now. It splits attacks and is going to... one on Nora. That is location 30. So that's 1 hit on Nora.
Yeah. Right arm again.
Okay.
You're gonna dodge it.
Yeah, please.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and get 100 this time.
I'm hovering the dice.
Does it count that because Yidris is closer to me, or?
Can I make it her instead?
Oh no!
Oh!
That's an Oryx Fury.
Oh, Idris, not Idris, Nora.
Yeah, everyone expects it to be Yidris, but it's Nora.
Oh my god!
No! No! Every time! Every time!
God. All right. That's 22 damage to Nora's right arm. As
Is
the
it
blood
off?
flows.
32 damage.
Sorry, 32. Sorry, my bad. 32. 22. I was so
Good
stunned.
fight.
I forgot even the basics of
Is it still there?
Is your arm still there?
I don't know. This is
Roll a D100 and find out.
Yeah, we're gonna work this roll to find out.
Look how happy Jim is. Look at his happy face.
I don't
Can I
know.
put that, like, before the show in the green room, Jim told us a story of how he doesn't want to see another Marvel film because he's so
Yeah.
happy with how the Infinity War ended. That's a happy ending to him. That
yeah. He
explains
said he can
more
retire
about
now
Jim.
because they're all dead.
I did say that.
Yeah, you
I like that he wins. I just do, you know. He's got all the gems.
It's all that matters is the gems.
Here we go.
Crying 'cause-
Oh no.
Does Nora have any fate points? Because
She
otherwise,
has 2.
okay. The Hellblade cleaves into Nora's shoulder and continues on into your rib cage and body cavity until it bisects you from the shoulder to hip. Unless you can avoid that fate.
I have a fate. I feel like I should use it. Like, just might. Like,
It's a 50-50 right now.
yeah,
You
I
can
would
use
like
it.
to avoid that, please.
Okay. You can. It's instead, the Hellblade cleaves into Nora's shoulder and gets lodged in your bone there. And the demon is going to have to attempt to remove it from you if it wishes to use the Hellblade. However, it turns its claws on Yidris.
So you keep all of
What's
the wounds, right? You take the wounds, you just don't take the effect of death.
Correct. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Boy.
Okay.
That is a claw attack on Yidris. And yeah, as long as the 10 damage to Yidris, location 95,
To
as it
my
lashes out with its claws.
leg.
Left leg.
So that turns into 4 critical wounds.
To the left leg.
Mhm.
All right.
Which brings me up to 36 for anyone keeping count.
This is so tense. Okay. All right.
Here's what happens. Everybody dies, and I'm just gonna lightning storm everything.
You're just gonna like storm everything.
Just fly out and be like, fuck this.
That is to Yidris's leg. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need you to make a minus 20 toughness test or fall to the ground,
Okay.
and you will take. Yes. All right. So you don't
That's
fall
a
to the ground. Mhm. But you are at minus 2 to your movement from that wound to your leg. It's Nora's turn.
Okay, I don't know if I can do this, but because I have crits, can I pull his sword out of my shoulder and then thrust it into him.
Yes.
Does that work out? Okay.
Yeah.
What would I? Yeah.
So for you, that's a great weapon. You can pull it out. It's going to be a strength test to remove it from your shoulder,
Okay.
and then you can attack with it.
He's not
Okay.
okay.
You can use a crit on any of
I was
that.
going to say, can I use a crit on the strength as well to just pull it out? Yeah. Okay.
Equivalent of pulling your own arm off and hitting him with a soggy
Yeah.
end.
Beat him to death with it if I have to. Yeah. What do I need to roll? Because I've got 2 crits left, so I use 1 to attack and 1 to pull it out of my shoulder.
It's you're proficient with great weapons. This weapon in your hands feels as like that it just wants to be used and is perfectly balanced despite its appearance. It's perfectly fits in Nora's hands as you swing it. Wielding the Hellblade grants you a plus 30 bonus to attacks.
Okay.
And
Get 50 corruption points.
as you, yes,
She does not care right now.
right. So you can make an attack with it at a plus 30 bonus.
What am I rolling for that? Sorry.
Weapon skill.
Just weapon skill.
plus 30.
28.
All right. It's a great weapon, so it does impact damage. Roll 2d10, take the best.
Let's try 2d10. Let's roll that.
Yeah. All right. 6 plus your strength, and it has some extra, which you use, so go. All right. Nora takes this, and you're like plunging it into this thing's belly, right?
Yeah, she's just gonna rip it out of her shoulder and basically throw it straight back.
All right.
Hey, and 2 more crits for Nora from Flatel. Awesome.
Hey, you impale this demon from beyond on its own Hellblade, and it kind of staggers back as it sort of like clutches at it in its stomach. Are you continue to wield, or you just like stab it and then let go?
I want to let go of it.
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah,
she'd
kind of
want to hold it, but yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that's Nora's turn. She's bleeding heavily from the shoulder. Delta demon, a grievous wound. Yidris.
I just want to like follow up on all that Nora is doing and try and swing it from the other side in its head, in its body, wherever I can hit it at this point because I'm kind of blind in one eye and everything's going wrong.
Okay. So you're making an all-out attack against it.
Yeah. So that'll be a hit.
Mm-hmm. That's an
With an
Oryx
Oryx
Fury.
Do it.
Just gonna grab
Oh
the dice.
boy.
Oh, okay, so that's 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage for the first one. All right.
Second one is a miss.
Yeah.
And third one is a miss.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
first
can
one, though.
I earn another fortune point? And
Can.
have a reroll
Sure.
or another attack, however you wanna.
Yes.
9. That'll hit.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Oh.
And another Oryx Fury.
Baby.
Alright,
Oh.
so that is 23 points of damage.
So the first one was 20. The second one was 23. I need you to make 2 critical hits. Or give me 2 D100 rolls as you land 2 critical hits against the Bloodletter Demon here.
Get him, Idris. Get him, go.
That's a 57 and a 27.
All right. And that was
So
the first one was
first one was to 73, which is body.
Mhm.
And the second one was to, well, that'd be 09, so it'd be 90, which is left leg.
All right. The first
So
one.
body and left leg.
Yeah. All right. The first blow from Yidris' sacred flail as it smashes into the demon is they are hit directly on the breastbone. You hear a powerful crack as there's like a fracturing and splintering of this flesh and ribs that it is used to form for itself to even enter into this world. It takes a bunch of penalties to some of its stats as it begins to bleed its demonic blood profusely all over the forest floor. And then the second one was a 27 to the left leg. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
23 damage, 27 location.
Okay.
27 on hit.
You bring your flail around a second time, smashing into the bloodletter's fragile pelvis, causing major trauma, tearing off one of its limbs as its pelvis and lower spine shatter into dozens of pieces, and it falls to the ground, leg twitching, and what you would expect is a smile across its toothy face as it dissolves into a pool of blood.
Whew. Well, that's not all of them, but that's good.
That was Yidris's turn. I need Yidris to make me a toughness test, please.
Oh. Crit.
Oh yeah, I can crit please.
Okay, crit. You do not pass out from blood loss yourself. There is a furious roar as your ally, this mysterious creature, sort of fights off whatever it is that's coming through the forest. It appears as though at the moment it's engaged in combat with a rather large-looking naked man. Stands easily a head and shoulders over the other Talite priests and wields a giant, just shillelagh-style club as the two of them fight within the forest. The rest of the Talite priests are sort of hanging back and are attempting to surround your ally. Rat, it's your turn.
I'm gonna first. I've got my sling ready. I'll kind of. I was going to say I close my eyes to aim, but that would mean I was completely blind. I will aim at one of these guys approaching at this my running buddy.
Okay.
And I'll launch a stone for an 84.
Ouch. All right.
Can I then use the rest of my turn to kind of angrily throw my staff to the floor, and I'll take out my dagger, realizing we're probably going to have to get a little bit more personal.
All right. Nice.
And then can the dog attack as well, as it was still? Is it kind of in there?
Certainly can. It's in there. There's two wolves that are also harrying and harassing this creature.
Yeah, it'll go for the one of the wolves. It'll try and grab at its throat.
All right.
That is a hit. Oh no, it's not a hit for the wolf. That's
Not
a miss
for the
as
wolf.
well.
All
I'm the
right,
most
so-
useless man alive. My friends are dying, and I'm throwing stones in the wood.
There's a fierce battle between this wolf and this war dog as Rat prepares for knife fight combat. Eamon, the demon is dissolving into a pool of its own blood.
Who looks?
Allies.
Okay, who looks the most in trouble? Probably Matthias still. He's got 2 on him.
Matthias doesn't have anyone on him right now. There's the only one that's engaged in combat with anyone is your ally, this creature that has stepped out of the woods. Every one of the party members is out of immediate combat, except for the dog.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, I'm just going to do a channeling roll, and I'm going to throw a lightning bolt at that large priest that is engaged with this ally.
Yeah.
Okay, so hit
leg.
the left leg. I didn't roll my channeling
Okay.
check. I'm gonna go ahead and do that just to make sure I can actually do that. Yep. Okay. So that's a hit to the left leg for 7 minimum damage.
Minimum damage. All right.
Another
Scorch him.
bolt of lightning. Mm-hmm.
Should have put sunscreen.
I burned him good.
Burned him good. Eamon, firing lightning from the sky at your enemies. Matthias, is your turn.
Can I see this priest that Eamon just shot?
Yeah, it's sort of like locked in combat with the creature, and like I said, it's taller than the other Wildermon Talites by at least a head, and is wielding this massive shillelagh style club against your creature, your ally.
Okay. In that case, I'm not going to get into go toe to toe with this thing because I still got shots on my pistol. So I quick cast, glance over at my party to see that everyone is at least for now alive. And I'll deal with Nora and the sword later on. So I'm going to turn to this guy and try and shoot the priest.
Okay.
Nora, you're on the list.
Yeah, you're next. I'm going to use a crit. The first one at least to shoot this guy. Location roll is 64.
Yeah. All right. Body.
And that is baby.
Uh-oh.
Daddy Ulrich's back. That's
so close.
25 points of damage to the body.
25 points of damage to the body. Wow. All right. Here we go. I need you to give me a critical, sir.
Alrighty.
Deep
That
percentile.
is as follows: 37.
37. Funny. All right. Matthias shoots with his pistol, smashing through the lower ribs of the Talite priest and blowing out one of its kidneys. The Talite priest is knocked sprawling and takes significant penalties to its physical attributes, and has to make a toughness test to avoid passing out. As you point, and just a big hole is blown right through this priest. Very big meaty hole. Anything else for Matthias?
That's shot number 1. Let's do that again with another crit. I'm not fucking around anymore. Too many people are too close to dying. So I'm gonna location roll is gonna be 19. Oh, sorry, 91, I guess. So left leg.
Anyone? Left leg,
And the shot is for 12 points of damage. That leg.
12 points of damage. All right, give me another crit there.
That is gonna be nice and low. 76.
76. All right.
It's like
Here
maiming
we
him
go.
while he's down.
Right. Your bullet slams to its thigh bone, tearing away muscle and lodging itself next to the thigh bone. The target is stunned and must continue to make challenging willpower tests in order to recover from the stun, and then suffers more penalties. So you can sort of see now that he's stunned. First off, a couple things happen. He begins to slowly shrink back down to a more appropriate man size. And otherwise, it looks like your 2 shots have taken him out. He's on the ground, laid out.
Finish him.
Turn.
That's what's it.
That's your turn. They go. Talites. Where am I? Wolf is going to attack. Wild dog. Hope. That's a miss on Hope. Dogfight continues without any sort of whatever. He is paralyzed. That leaves 2 Talite priests that are very roughed up. 2 of them that are you know what? They make a run for it. The 4 remaining Talites, 2 of whom are significantly injured, seeing their leader laid out in 2 shots, they make a run for it through the woods. And there are only, at the moment, none of them are in melee with anyone, so no one can make an attack of opportunity against them. They flee. Nora.
I look up the skies to aim and find them. Like a fucking Voldemort.
And you see a smile crack across Eamon's face as he sees them run away from his allies.
Oh God. All right. No, it's
So,
happening.
what is close to me right now? Is it's all?
There are 2 wolves that are nearby that are attacking your rat's dog Hope, and there is a laid out Talite priest that Matthias just double tapped in the abdomen and leg, and then a giant centaur-like creature who is seemingly helping you. No enemies within melee range.
Okay. Can I move over to the wolves where Hope is being attacked, and I'm assuming that takes one of my moves to get over there.
It does, and you are limited in that you have to use weapons only with your uninjured arm.
Okay. So I will use instead, because I'm assuming that means no great axe for me.
Correct.
Let's have a look. I will pull out my hand axe and just start attacking with that. Just start hacking at it.
Help him.
All right.
Say,
That's with a 10.
69.
That's with a 10% bonus, so it's 74.
Mhm.
That's a hit. All right.
13.
You're wine and dine and 69. The Twilight Priest.
Cue the wah pedal. So you were attacking a wolf or the priest?
I'm attacking the wolves that are on Hope.
Okay, so Nora starts hacking into this wolf
Just-
with a hatch. All right.
So you get so
Oh my
much
God.
joy from that. Look at you. Look how happy you are.
Guilty little laugh that he has.
So you hack the wolf to death with a hand axe, yeah.
Cool.
What can I say? I'm a bloodthirsty individual, and I take it out in role-playing games instead of real life. I think it's time
Allegedly.
for Nora to make allegedly can't prove anything. I think Nora needs to
That made
make me
sure. There was no evidence.
tell me how you killed
Made
this
sure.
wolf. It's just a wolf. You know, you take after it with a hand axe.
Just a wolf. I kill them all the time in real life. It's not a real kill. I should reserve those for humans. The real targets.
Be quiet, Pruitt number 2.
Right.
Most dangerous game, humans.
Yeah. Why do you think I had Pruitt have to take all that Taekwondo training? Good sport.
I need you to fight me
Sorry, Nora.
Okay, Nora will, I'm guessing she hurts right now, so it's not like a run over, it's almost like a staggered thing, and she's just gonna pull it out of her belt and just hack straight at its neck.
All right. Nora hacks away at a wolf. It's Yidris' turn.
Idris is going to follow suit. She needs to keep killing things, or she will have to admit to herself that she's dead. So, she will go after the other wolf with her flail. One attack. No. Miss.
Miss. Oh, yes, miss. Yidris misses with her flail. I need you to make me a toughness test at -10, please.
Boom.
Succeed!
And not
I'm super
passed out.
Jesus.
Yidris.
I refuse
Soldiers
to
on.
fall in these woods.
She will not go quietly into the night.
Yeah, it is the creature's turn, and seeing a prostrate and vulnerable high priest in front of him laid low brings his two-handed maul down on top of it and smashes Vindalin Botten, leaving behind only a bloody mess on the forest floor. There's one wolf left, and that's it. The wolf is not attempting to, it's no longer under any sort of compulsion to attack and will attempt to flee. We are, for all intents and purposes, almost out of combat, except I believe Eamon has something in mind.
Yes.
Unless Rat, you wanna
Eamon,
do something as well.
and I apologize, I have not been role-playing properly. Eamon loudly clears his throat and will spend a fortune point to garner an additional half action, which he will use for a channeling test.
All right.
Which, holy shit! I actually failed.
By one.
So I'm going to use my second portent of Amul to re-roll that. I need a 94, and I rolled a 95. So there we go.
All right.
That's better. And
better.
this is going to say Lightning Bolt, but I'm going to cast Lightning Storm.
Okay.
So we need a 25 or higher. and I got a 20, which
A 20.
I'm going to use another fortune point to re-roll that
Okay.
because I really want to cast the spell.
You really want to not have a crit left? Use on this spell.
Well, I've already rolled, so I'm being good,
I feel ya.
quote unquote.
I understand.
Okay, it doesn't work.
Oh my goodness. Storm clouds
Name it.
darken the skies, and lightning crackles between them, but Amos out.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
And I didn't get any duplicates, so no craziness. So yeah,
that's too
just,
bad.
he slumps in defeat as could not reach for the magic.
All right. Well, anyone else attempting to do anything against these fleeing Talites?
How far away are they from me at this point in time?
They are about what is their movement? They're about 24 meters away.
I appreciate you for using the correct measurement. Were they injured at all? Are these guys hurt at all? Or were these guys okay?
Two of them are very injured. Two of them
Okay.
suffered no wounds.
That's fine. As long as, so in theory, am I thinking there'll be a trail to follow? Is one of them leaving enough blood that there'll be someone to follow?
Oh, yeah, there was several. Yeah, there's two of them that are severely wounded and leaving a trail. Yes.
Then I'll just start taking instead. I'll let them go. I'll call over Hope if this wolf's running off, and I'll check on Yidris and Nora because they look in a bad way.
They do look in a bad way, and as the Talite priests flee into the forest, and this creature finishes its grim work in finishing off Bindle and Botten, it turns to you. Its head, a curious domed shape, and almost seems to resemble more of a sort of prehistoric creature than anything alive today. It speaks to you directly into your minds. I am glad to have arrived in time. Your injuries here are significant.
Rat stands deadly still, not wanting to admit to Matthias that he's just heard voices.
Mm-hmm.
Eamon will lower himself to the ground, not completely to the ground, but within 5 yards or so, about 15 feet off the ground, and What is your name? He says aloud.
Mm-hmm. Responding in telepathy to the group. My name is unimportant, but you might call me the Keeper. I was called here by someone you know. As he kind of moves and shifts his massive feet and sort of not standing aggressively or anything, but is sort of standing as if on attention or at alert.
Thank you for helping us. Keeper.
Nods at Matthias.
I'm
Do you know
glad
if-
everyone. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
And I thought only I could hear. What? Who sent you? Who do we know?
The wise woman called me on the night that you met her.
Do you live in these forests?
These forests are my home. Yes. He's sort of like, you can see his eyes scanning the undergrowth.
You know these things. You've seen these people in these forests. Do you know where they live?
Which ones do you refer to?
There's people you saw running off, or
that one, and I'll
Okay.
point to the pile of blood.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick away Nolan's body. For fun.
They worship a false god. Deceived. And he looks down at them. Their damage is no less. And you see him sort of like pacing now. He moves very slowly, very deliberately around you, as if to move to inspect both Nora and Yidris. Both of you, I need to make toughness rolls to maintain consciousness.
And during this, anybody who sees might see Eamon like hold an arm out, and a large raven comes up and like lands on it, and he just kind of looks at it for a bit, and then it flies off towards the Talite priests.
Okay.
Perhaps they will lead us back to their home.
I think so, but I look back to Nora and Yidris. I think our friends need some healing.
Leaning on a tree. Like, tired now.
Yeah, Nora's looks like she's barely maintaining consciousness, sort of slipping in and out.
She was sort of trying to make her way to Yidris, and at the same time, I think probably just went down like a ton of bricks.
So Nora's unconscious? Oh, fuck. We have healing potions, right? I've got one.
I mean,
they will do nothing for Nora or Yidris.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only once you have one at least, right?
Yeah.
You have to be more than heavily wounded to benefit from the healing potions.
Right.
You have to be lightly wounded. Right.
I looked towards the keeper and said, "Your mistress, Linda, she helped heal us in the past. Is she close? I fear our friends are beyond my help."
Is she not with you? And he looks around again. It seems as though you have perhaps fallen out of her favor. As he kind of like looks around the group.
Fucking great.
Yes. We upset her this morning.
I can help, but it takes time.
If you can help them live, we would once again be in your debt.
And he makes his way over to one of the larger trees, and the ground near it starts to excavate itself into what appears to be a shallow grave. He gestures towards, at first, Yidris. Step in. Sleep in the earth.
Yidris pulls her head up from the bark she'd been leaning against, and she glances to Nora, and her first instinct is to try and pick up her friend to take her to the grave, but then she just has this limp arm that's been just totally destroyed at her side, and there's just like no energy left to fight or do anything, so she will do as she is told and cross to the grave and somehow ungracefully lower herself in.
It's comfortable, and as you lower yourself in, it speaks to you, and just you. You will feel nothing, sense nothing. When you awake, you should be whole, at least.
How long does this take, Keeper?
It can take some time. Several days, at least.
Yidris will reach down to her belt, and she'll take the magical saber that she has, and remove that and just kind of put it out. There's no point in burying that with her. The flail's coming though, I'm keeping that.
All right. Priorities.
You never know when you're going to need to fight from the grave. You never know. But
Very
the
true.
sword she'll take out and lay that there.
Okay. The keeper looks at Yidris, and again, just to Yidris. When you are ready.
She just kind of looks to Nora, who's just passed out on the ground, and just her face is full of concern for Nora first, even though she knows like she's meant to be saying goodbyes or whatever she's meant to be doing, and she's just more worried about Nora at this point, just laying there.
Idris, we will look after them. Do not worry.
Rat
will
kind
be
of
fine.
Rat's staring at the grat.
I'm sorry that they're
And he kind of deliberately not looking anyone in the eye.
they were ready for me. That I think it was an ambush.
You turn on him.
Matthias? I know, you're gonna. I know.
I look back when you do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Finish what we started, Matthias. Do not
I
fool
will.
the demon with the sword, or to chaos, or into your own fire. We have work to do.
I'll be fine, Idris. Look after yourself. I'll look after the others.
I expect to hear all about it later.
Yes, later. If it comes to pass that we do not make it out alive, then I would have you bring word back to Krupp. He will help you.
I'll try.
And have him... Well, you all have my recommendations to become full witch hunters upon return to Altdorf. If I'm not alive. I hand them to you myself.
And I think Yidris has just gone to the quiet place. Because she can't stay around any longer.
Mm-hmm. As
I
you,
look towards... Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
I was gonna say, as Yidris closes her eyes and sort of goes to her quiet place, the earth sort of fills in from below, a loamy, cool soil that's sort of envelops Yidris in its comforting and restorative embrace, and a sort of leaves and grass, and within a matter of moments, it's a patch of ground indistinguishable from any other, no evidence of excavation or disturbance at all.
I look towards Nora. Will you look after her? If we are not alive.
I will care for them.
Sorry, I said to Nora. But
Oh, sorry.
I thumbs up. I thumbs up the keeper, bro.
Oh.
But I look to... Has Nora gone in yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'd say
I'm
to
face
Nora...
down on the floor, like.
Oh, she's unconscious. You're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just.
Nora. Nora.
Nora, wake up!
Wake up. Yeah, okay. I look towards the keeper. He says that. It's all Gucci.
Yeah.
Can you open one for Nora?
You can.
Crack open the
And
door.
he excavates another shallow hit there, and helps to place Nora within it, as she is indeed unconscious. It will, as I said, take some time, but I will tend to them. And
Rat
they
will run
will-
over to Nora's hole, and he'll place kind of just in her hand. Oh my god!
That's the way you said it.
Let's watch Will's face. Oh my goodness.
So they were a scarab.
I was fine. I would have missed that completely. I'll run over to Nora and Rat will just place the little corn husk version of him that had been keeping with him and toying with, and he'll put it in her hand. And then he'll run away as the ground's being sealed up.
The creature turns to the remaining, those of you. Mark Groff is gone. I don't know where he is. There is a great which covers this land. I believe that is why I was called. And if you are seeking it, know that it is behind the water, into the darkness.
Keeper, our road presses onwards, but would it be safe for us to rest here for a while at least?
It will be safe.
Thank you again for everything. It is a lonely road that we now walk without our friends.
It is indeed. As the keeper sort of wanders off, and you feel a sense of calm and serenity settle over the little glade there, where Nora and Yidris sleep their sleep of healing, and hopefully to be restored anew and whole soon. Those of you who sort of rest here find yourselves rejuvenated and restored, as if you had spent 3 days in rest. So if you're lightly wounded, those are 3d10 of healing, and the like.
Damn. Oh yeah, I'm all good.
The creature makes no other appearance, but the sort of aura of serenity and calm sort of settles over everything. What do you guys do as you're resting? What's the plan here? I know. Let's see. Yeah, what do y'all guys do here as you rest in peace?
So yeah, I guess I look to the 3 remaining 5 members, myself and Rat and Eamon, and say, there are now only 3 of us, where once there were 5. And a few days is a lot of time with the festival drawing closer.
I agree.
Would that we could wait for our companions.
They're not dead, Matthias. They'll be back. Don't say it like they're dead.
I know, they will live, but we must press onwards without them, until they arise again.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Yeah, we have to. It's what they would have done if we were in the same situation.
They would not have us hold back and wait for them. Let's push onwards to this place of darkness and water that the Keeper spoke of. I think Eamon is right when he says that the Tarlite priests will lead us back to their masters.
Yes. And at that, Eamon like closes his eyes, and he's gonna basically ask Bran, like, where did the priests go?
Where did the priests go? That's a very good
I
question.
mean, because we can share thoughts and complex thoughts and conversation. So,
Bran takes a moment flying around and reports back to you that they fled initially further east, but have turned south. They're making their way south.
is there any water where they are? A river, a waterfall?
That I could dissolve in.
None nearby. Shall I look further?
Keep following them. And he'll open his eyes and be like, and he'll relay, like, the priests headed east and then south. My familiar is tracking them currently.
Oh.
We can continue to hound them or head to our original direction. It is, of course, up to you, Matthias.
So south and east, that is where Ermelinda spoke of a great darkness. Perhaps a true fortress or hold is there. How far can your friend track them? For how long?
Indefinitely. I may
Good,
speak
Sam.
with him at any distance at any time.
See. Okay. Then I think it is best that we wait for them to reach their destination. Following them now will only lead us to death and ruin. We need to regroup and heal for a time, and then press on in the morning.
I agree.
Where they set up the ambush.
And Rat's really realizing his story's becoming weaker and weaker the more Eamon's been talking to his bird. Like, kind of realization is kind of creeping into the back of his mind, and his eyes are kind of looking at Eamon. Like, his eyes keep going back and forth and wondering if he knows that
If
they would.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Eamon just tosses you a little sly wink as you begin stuttering through the ambush.
They were doing something. There was something with a tree. It's not too far. We could go and look and see if there were any clues or stuff like that.
Yes. But I do not remember an ambush, Rat. When Eamon spoke, he said that you were undiscovered by them. We heard a shot and we rushed to your aid.
No,
I didn't have any pistols. Only you. Carry my pistol.
No. I think I was mistaken. I shot when they ran towards me.
And like Rat's lip kind of trembles a little bit.
It's not my fault, Matthias.
I look towards Eamon. Were you mistaken, Eamon? Was there an ambush?
They very well could be set up for an ambush just off the road as they were.
Yeah,
An unsteady
just off the road.
hand. Rat's unsteady hand should be no cause for concern. Surely in the future he will take aim next time before thwarting such a nefarious thing as an ambush, shouldn't he?
Quite. Then let us look for any clues that they had at their camp before we retire for the night.
Matthias, can you have a look at my gun? when they were running at me, he didn't fire.
I kind of roll my eyes in a dad-like fashion of let me sort that out, and I'll take a look at his pistol to like clean it and stuff.
And
give the
Matthias
father,
goes
son,
in,
you need to clean your pistol, son.
as
Especially
Matthias
after
kind of turns and does that, like Eamon will just kind of walk by Rat and just very lightly whisper, "You owe me."
Like,
just keep walking.
Rat will just kind of like be like,
Okay.
and then Rat will kind of scamper behind him, trying to not get too close to Matthias.
All right, so I'm
right.
gonna head back to the camp and see if they had any clues there that they left behind, and then probably retire for the evening.
All right. The camp isn't very far, and Rat, you easily find your way back there. And Matthias, Rat, and Eamon sort of come across a scene of it looks like someone or group of people much larger than the one that the group that you just fought had been staying here. There's sort of patches on the ground that have been, they're sort of, disturbed as if someone has slept there. There's old fires that have been put out, as well as just sort of the detritus of human activity in the woods there for a while. But it's a very primitive camp. You see no indication of lean-tos or tents or any kind of shelter, nothing like that.
I'll so there's a group of people there?
There are no groups there. It looked like there was a large group.
There was a group.
It's empty.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I kind of kick around the camp for a little bit and try and see if there's anything around here at all.
See a bunch of... There's that spot where Rat, you initially saw Vendelin sort of suspended between the two trees. Underneath there's a patch of old blood and the like. It looks like a small altar of some kind. Okay. You can see bits around the camp of small game and small animals, sort of like fur and bones and tails and the like, whether that's from food or sacrifices or something. It's unclear.
Well, Rat, it seems as though they have left not much behind. It's okay, so?
Anyone leave the camp?
Can I, since one of those guys was like super big, so they were obviously doing something here. Can I do like a magic sense roll or something to kind of try to figure out what was going on? Or...
Sure. Oh, I cut off actual Cannibal Shadowbuff's head. Something I do, and I've put it on my head clip.
He's got half of a head because Nora took him out from like the eyes up, and then Matthias shot off his jaw. So there's a head. It's just like a third of one.
If I take the third of a head and put it on my clip, where previously Califar rested.
Mm-hmm. Skulls for the Throne of Corn. You search through the camp. What is Rat doing? Eamon is looking for clues of magic. Matthias is kind of just giving it a survey, seeing what's there. What is Rat doing at this camp?
Rat is poking at anything weird with a stick. He doesn't know what this stuff is, so he's maybe like where I saw anything going on, perhaps on the trees where these things or the vine things were wrapped around as well.
Yeah, the trees have a lot of those same sort of wicker figures and sort of tokens and the like strewn about through the branches. But there's nothing that jumps out as you as no more unusual than what you've seen at other camps here in the area. Eamon, you got 6 degrees of success on your magic sense roll. You have a strong sense of jade magic that permeates the area here. the magic of life. You can almost sort of not sense it because you don't have witch sight, but you can sort of like feel its presence around you. And it does seem to be strongest towards the opposite end of the camp that you arrived in. It looks like there's maybe a little path or something that leads further into the woods away from the camp.
I'll call out to Matthias and Rat before heading that direction. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Following.
There is something over here. And start heading that way.
Okay. There is a lean-to of some kind, a primitive-looking triangular structure of old trees and branches and the like, rather large. It's been caked in mud and branches. It's old, and the forest has kind of grown in around it, but it forms a sort of primitive tent and partial dugout. You can see an entrance to it, sort of leads partially down the ground. You'd have to almost crawl into this thing in order to get inside. It's quite large. It looks like it could accommodate a dozen or more individuals.
Do you want me to go? I'll go in. I'm pretty good underground.
Yes. Of course. Go right ahead, Rat. Be careful.
Can I have my pistol back?
I hand it back.
I trust that he's reloaded it because I've got no idea how this thing works at the moment. I'll slip it back on and then get back under and head down this hole.
Okay.
Is Matthias tired?
I'll
from the
have a
workout
good
of
listen to
reloading
this.
the gun.
Yeah. All of his guns. I'll have a good listen before I blindly head into the hole.
All right, give me a perception test.
Hey now.
I do get a bonus because does this count as undergo? I'm fine. 13.
Yeah, you're good.
And I get a plus 20 because of hearing you.
You don't hear anything coming from inside there. It's rather dark, though.
That shouldn't be a problem. I can see
Okay.
in the dark. I'll head in and have a good look round.
Okay. Get inside here, and as your eyes are adjusting, it's you sort of see that there's like a circular maybe table or altar of some kind in the middle of this this structure that you're in. The earth has been dug out and sort of fashioned into a bowl shape, and there are old firs and pine needles and all sorts of what are now kind of like sort of soft bedding that's here. It smells in here. It just reeks of human body odor and just the stench of too many unwashed people in a confined space for too long is sort of like threatens to kind of overwhelm Rat. In fact, why don't you go ahead and make me a toughness test?
There's 2 crits for Yidris's dirt nap from Fidel. Perfection.
Nice.
Just pass.
Really good.
You don't lose your breakfast. But and you can see there's a small hole in the ceiling of this structure.
So
That's what you
how
see
far
initially.
underground do I think I am here?
You're maybe, if you stood up, your head would be at ground level. It's not that far. It's sort of like a short, sharp tunnel that goes underground. On the other side of this structure, there's a heavy fur like curtain that can be drawn across the opening to block out light and air and everything. But you're not like deep underground or anything.
Okay. And there's no sign of anything living in here now or any weird looking items that immediately catch particularly Rat's eye that I know what
There's
this
a
is.
lot of sort of objects and something near the stone sort of thing. The stone table, the stone object there. And there is a fire pit that's sort of hidden behind it that you didn't see when you first came in, that the ashes of are cold and fire's long gone out.
It's clear be careful. Like you have to get pretty low.
Does it look like I could just cut the wall open, like push my dagger through the wall and open it up, or is it a bit thick and a bit dry for that?
It's very thick, and it looks like as if you were to cut a piece of it, you might just bring the whole thing down on top of you.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
It's like
I
a
will
bunch
call
of
them
trees
through.
like leaned against each other. Okay.
All clear. No one's in there.
Okay. Well, then Eamon will go ahead and go inside and kind of check it out and see if the tinges of jade magic cling to a particular spot.
The magic here is of a different sort and feels it's very strong. And in particular, your magic sense is now sort of attuned to something that's on the stone table in the middle of the structure. There's a lot of like little odds and ends there, little just sort of maybe trash or something. But you're drawn to one of those as Eamon enters. How about Rat? You've called everyone in. Eamon's entered. Are you looking at
I believe that I was just given a wild magic surge. I missed who it was from.
Yeah, that's from Wobbit.
Wobbit.
Wild Magic Surge. There you go.
Okay, so I've looked this one up already. 2793. If caster is wearing a magic ring, which I'm not, but he finds an enormous diamond.
All right. Well, the next time you put on a magic ring, there you go. So Rat is sort of like, are you poking around and stuff there? Or are you?
Yeah, I'll be able to look around while I'm waiting for them to call in. I've called you in, by the way, Matthias.
I follow in Eamon.
It is a TP-like structure, like a sweat lodge of kind. It stinks in here. Both Eamon and Matthias will need to make me toughness tests to avoid retching. It smells like old BO. There was a fire here, and there's some on a stone table.
I'm gonna hurl. Old BO is the worst. Fresh BO,
No.
Matthias can deal.
Old,
Uh,
no.
Old BO.
Yeah, Eamon
Smells like
merely
concentrated rat.
Yeah.
Eamon just pulls a handkerchief out of his robe and just kind of covers his nose. Otherwise, he's fine.
I hurl, probably due to a to this and like huge amounts of exertion that we just went through in combat. So sort of like post battle throwing up probably isn't that weird. So yeah, he. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like the sweat lodges that the Markgraf told us about, where they practice their filthy rituals. We should burn this whole place to the ground.
There's a fire pit, and there's like a.
Perfect.
And I looked to Eamon.
Is this an altar?
Yes, I believe so. And Eamon just kind of has walked up to this table and is kind of he's before he even touches it or anything, he's studying this whatever object this is that is making his magic senses tingle.
There is a what looks like a rock of some kind on the altar, along with what might be like some small bowls. There's a knife that's there as well as some bones. There's a dark rock on the altar that draws Eamon's attention.
Does anything in particular about this rock strike a chord of memory or anything like that?
I don't know. You're not. It's dark in here. Difficult to tell what kind of rock it is.
That was a hearthstone before, right?
So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead
the
and
hearthstone's massive.
light up the room.
Sure.
In that case, I'm
Okay.
gonna light up the room.
Okay.
Get lit.
You see it bright and
and
clear
I-
here.
Yeah, I light the room up.
All right.
Yes.
You see all the piles of debris and furs that served as places to sit, the fire pit, and all the stuff that's around it, and then on this sort of stone altar, the bowls, the knife, and a sort of a roughly shaped rock that's maybe a dark green or a dark purple-ish. Depends on how the light plays off of it. It's about the size of a baseball, about the size of your fist, sitting there on the altar.
Ooh,
It's,
out of character. Well, knows what this might be.
Pretty sure I know what this is.
Would we in
Rat will
character
grab
know
it
this?
and have a look.
Yes, yeah, you know of it. You know of the substance. Whether or not any of you have any first-hand experience with it is another matter entirely.
Yeah, the only thing that Matthias knows, and I stop Rat from touching anything, just in any room. I say, do you remember when we first got here, Rats? Sir Markgraf told us the stories of how parts of Morsilib fell into this region. Warpstone. The chaotic fuel for a lot of these magics. Perhaps the stories were not so incorrect after all. More than just stories.
What? Can we do anything with it? Can we use it to hurt them all?
I look towards Eamon. I doubt it.
I doubt it either. Does Eamon know of any reason why you would want to try to use Warpstone?
Fucking crazy.
Pretty sure that there is no.
I want to turn into actual kind of.
I don't want a metagame.
No, you're a master wizard. You're a magister of the lore. You know, the College of Heavens. You don't get to where you are without some knowledge of this. You know that Warpstone. Eamon knows himself, and whether he chooses to share this or not, that Warpstone is concentrated magic. It is magic given physical form, and is capable of immense amounts of power. There's any number of reasons that a spellcaster would want to incorporate Warpstone into their casting. It will make them. It runs a great risk, but it will make them quite powerful. And you know it is closely tied to many chaotic and ruinous rituals.
Can we destroy it then? And stop them getting the power from it?
It is difficult, but it is possible. It is very hard. Is that about right?
Yeah, Matthias can make me an int check. Eamon already knows this. This amount, a fist-sized lump of warpstone is worth more than the entire Imperial Treasury. Like,
Shit.
a gram of this is incredibly
Look at
potent
that good shit.
and
Yeah, Eamon's trying to
highly
keep
sought
it
after.
together right now.
I rolled
this-
a 71, so I don't know that. But
Yeah,
the,
you know a
the
lot of-
stone itself gets a wild magic surge from Waffle.
Sweet. Thank you.
Well, that's probably going to seal the deal for any plans Eamon had for it.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, Eamon is an honest person. He would say, like, Matthias, we could buy the Empire with this. That is its value. If properly used, it could
Ooh, it's
augment my
bison.
magics greatly.
Who would buy such a thing if not the cultists themselves looking to undermine the Empire?
A cabal of wizards from the college at Altdorf would probably go in for it. I've never seen a clump this big. I've only seen pebbles, chips.
You've heard about hedge wizards, but how about hedge investors? Yeah, okay. Matthias is like figuring it over. I'll roll it. I'll give that roll for you. Dude.
Alright, good luck.
/die.
It's
Rat is
that's
also
right,
a bit like a kid that's told not to touch something. He's just getting as close to it and looking at it as possible.
Yeah, it seems to like glow of its own inner light the more you look at
This
it.
is bad. Oh no, this is bad.
Oh.
The nearest lake freezes completely. Wait, no. The nearest lake drains to reveal the corpse of a long dead deity.
So we hope. let's hope that Nora doesn't die.
Let's hope Nora doesn't die because we're coming back to life.
Right. Let's see. Let me pull up my map. I don't even know where
Eamon is Boromir right now. And
I mean,
another
at
one
least
for
we
the
can't
Warpstone.
At least no one's going to
Another one.
dissolve in the lake now.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
let's see what this next wild magic search says. While indoors, this is weird. While indoors, the Warpstone feels as if he's on the deck of a ship. He's being juggled around in Eamon's pocket. Just real
Yeah, it gets real seasick.
It's become sentient. That's a scary thing.
It's become yeah, right, exactly. All right, let me see here real quick. The thing is, I don't know that there are any major lakes nearby, but there are.
What about these blue
something
things down to the south?
Yeah, those
Are they
are more
rivers?
streams. Those are not even
Streams.
rivers,
That's
more
it.
streams.
That seems like. All right, yeah. That's next.
Maybe it's a really
campaign.
small deity, a really small,
Tiny little
a tiny river god.
halfling.
like a squirrel demon, or
Um.
I'm the god
Okay.
of squirrels.
So I looked at Aim and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's worth a lot of money. I said, would you be able to contact such mages? While I am loath to let such an item exist for its corrupting powers, I can admit that money is useful for raising armies.
It is, but Eamon, sorry, Eamon, what the fuck? Matthias, it is only corrupt because of the power that it offers. This is magic. It is magic. You are seeing it as I see the winds of the Aesir. Cultists use it because it offers a chance to take their paltry power and amplify it. But and Eamon is like slowly, like you can see him calculating, like it's going to be hard for him to like walk away with this, or walk away from this. Excuse me. But
We have to destroy this, right? The power from this helped nearly kill our friends. We can't.
I think what Eamon is saying is that a pistol is dangerous in whoever's hands is wielding it, but it does not make the pistol itself inherently evil. Perhaps, Eamon, do you trust yourself with such an item?
my loyalty to you, to the Empire, to the very essence of magic itself is unwavering. I would use this only as a last resort. But if I did use it, and I did turn, I would only hope that you ended me quickly.
I would. I think,
That I have
my
no
friends, that we need every weapon in our arsenal available to us, with two of our friends gone. Let us use their weapons against them, in this case.
And so with that, Eamon pulls like a very finely woven like handkerchief out, like made of like the thickest silk that possible, and he kind of throws it over the stone, not touching it, wraps it up, ties it off, and then places it in a pouch under his robes, out of sight.
Good. All right.
I want to say that I think this is a really bad idea.
I start burning the rest of the place.
Okay.
Eamon starts crawling out before the place burns down.
All right. As as everyone exits, Matthias sort of, I'm assuming, burns it down from the inside.
Correct.
There and setting his fire for the day, meaning that he doesn't get depressed. I
Keep
do
bouncing.
believe. Yeah. So you exit the sweat lodge there. The night is starting. It's whatever dusk is. You know, my mind is just mush right now.
So,
Is this what you got for your 88? What you
so
get?
this, Warwick says, Wild Magic Search for the Warstone, just one more try for something amazing. Here was Will thinking, it'll probably be just something silly. A gargantuan, tentacled monstrosity rises from the nearest ocean.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
There are lots of
So-
oceans in Warhammer. There are lots.
There's lots of oceans, and you guys are many hundreds
Not
of
near
miles inland.
Yeah, we're far away. That's someone else's problem.
But
The world is gone
those
shit.
poor folks at
Cthulhu's
Marienburg- Yeah.
That could be
Right.
foreshadowing for another season.
That's very true. That's very true. We'll keep that in the back pocket. I
There
like
will be a
those,
ritual at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, where are you guys going to camp for the night, and what direction are y'all headed?
Probably back to where Yidris and Nora are like lying in the loam and set up camp there with the keeper.
Okay. There is a sort of a hush that's fallen over the forest as dusk starts to settle and the shadows begin to lengthen. You do end up seeing some figures coming through the undergrowth in your general direction.
I immediately jump up, pistol out, call out the others. Who goes there? Friend or foe?
Charlie, Alice, you guys here? Who goes there? Friend or foe?
So the horses and the two figures are going to push on to come into the clearing so that you can have sight of us. And the lead rider pushes back a plate, helmet, visor, and you see the face of a young woman, and she smiles and looks relieved to have found you all. And she speaks. There once was a pistolier who enjoyed fire and fear, setting flame to the woods, but it did him no good. Luckily, the cavalry is here. Good evening, Matthias.
Do I know this woman? Someone I know.
I think maybe we never kind of established this
tell
for
me,
her. I mean, what do you say, Charlie?
I'm happy to have known you if you want. I was a pistolier.
You are a pistolier. As was Astrid, the woman before you. Kind of semi-famous in terms of how quickly she rose through the ranks of what she was doing. So it's up to you if Matthias and Astrid ever directly had contact. But it's possible they know each other through that circle of limited regiments. Yeah.
Okay.
And she actually does have 3 pistols strapped to her armor. A large greatsword can be seen just at the hilt of it off her back. Great big war horse. And I have a few. And a religious symbol of Ulrich.
I shoot her. No.
The Wolf of Ulrich.
The wolf, yeah,
As much as he's guided us.
Okay, so yeah. As she gets closer, I recognize you. Are you not from the Pistoliers? What was your name?
Oh, I am a little hurt that you do not remember me, Matthias. I am Astrid Gondobor. I am now of the Templar. But yes, I was a pistolier once upon a time, 2 years ago.
Very well. And what brings you to these woods?
We were sent word of 3 Templar crucified. I journeyed here and met my companion in Obelheim, where they are taking refugees. It appears this region has considerable problems.
Aye.
As she says that, there is what appears only a slightly younger road warden is riding with her, and just sort of, she's been riding slightly behind her, sort of pokes out. She's like, "Hello."
I look at this overly cheery.
Eamon is instantly suspicious.
Yeah. And who travels with you, Astrid of the Templars of Ulrich?
This is my good friend Brianna. I met her at Obelheim. She is a very capable horsewoman.
She just like nods, she's sort of letting her talk, but she seems weirdly happy to be there.
Matthias, who is this woman? I don't understand the words she said.
Am I right in thinking is Astrid Bretonnian? Or is she just from a different part of the Empire? Like Marienburg or something?
Yeah, just a different part of the Empire, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Rat's just being ignorant because of the accent. He can't decipher it.
Yeah. She is
Like a pikey.
she's not from...
Wow!
It takes me back to all my childhood.
I think that word was. I think
Does that word mean the same thing? I don't know.
I just saw the movie Snatch. That's all I know. I'm just a dumb American. Don't worry about me.
I think it's slightly more racist than you think.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that.
I said I had a great sword. I do not have a pike. Excuse yourself.
Oh, I misunderstood.
We'll open dictionary that one later. I say to Rat, she's not from round here, Rat. I am familiar with Astrid due to my time in the Pistoliers before I became a witch hunter. Although I have not met her friend, this Brianna of Obelheim. These are my friends. This is Rat. And a magister of the... Oh god, I can't remember what your... the Azir... I can't remember what College
The
of...
Wind, I think.
The College of Heavens.
The blue ones.
Yes.
Birmingham.
Birmingham, that's it. Pikeys. From the College of Heavens. Amen.
I was told there were 5 in your group.
Mm.
5
Two of them
witch
lie.
hunters.
Two of them lie in the ground. Idris Richter and Nora. Brannigan. I would remember that faster. If I was Matthias.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, they do yet live. A friend of the woods, a keeper, has brought them to rest for a few days. But we find ourselves in need of companions. Seems fortuitous then that Sigmar has sent you our way.
My boss spoke to your boss.
And my boss told you where to go.
Perhaps.
Matthias is not quick to forget the rebellion of the Ulricans.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys are only 2 years out from a 15-year-long religious civil war between Sigmar and Ulrich.
Right.
Y'all's place in that is up to you. But
It may well
but
be that
Ulrich has Templars, right?
Yeah. On the other side, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, fair play, you know. He's not all bad. So, I say, very well, then let us appraise you of what we know if you are to join us. And that is, to the southeast, there is darkness that lies waiting there behind water for us. Also, further, directly east is where the lodges of the Tarlite priests, several of which we murdered here today, lie. We slew a bloodletter, though it is not the first that we have come across and defeated. Most likely it was a similar creature that defeated your Templars.
Well, congratulations on your victory here, then.
It is a hollow one. Chaos persists in these lands. If I am to lead you, then I would know more of you. Brianna of Obelheim. Tell me, what kind of person are you?
And she seems quite nervous to be sort of spoken to directly. I joined the Road Wardens about a year ago. I just wanted to do my bit. There's stuff going on that needs to be sorted. And then I met, she sort of gestures to Astrid, and she's like, and she just excelled so quickly and did so. I thought I could learn a lot from her. So I tagged along, I guess.
I raise an eyebrow towards Astrid without replying to Brianna, as if to say, I brought a Magister of the College of Heavens, and you brought this person? Really?
Rat coughs
That's
slightly in the background.
I see. Have you seen battle before, Brianna of Obelheim?
Not a big battle. I've fought. I know how to use a weapon. I know what to do, and I'm sure I'd be very good at it if the time called for it.
I see. I roll my eyes a little bit, like she's gonna fucking die. Have you?
I give Matthias just like this look of just you wait and see.
All right.
Listen,
Well,
people that join us, and this isn't a hunting party. Bad things happen where we go. Bad things happen to us.
what we are saying, Brianna, is that it's very unlikely that you will survive this mission. In
Lots
fact,
of
I would
people
say your
have told me that.
chances are close to me.
Okay.
All right,
So many
then if
people
you are-
have told her this. She is.
Good. Then if I am to lead you, I need a few things from you. Firstly, I need you to be able to prepare. I need you to be prepared to die for this mission, which it seems like you both are. Secondly, I need to know that you can be trusted, for our companions in these woods have turned against us before. One of which I have already slain for turning to chaos, and I will do the same of each of you and expect the same in return. Can I trust you to do that?
And she just nods silently, trying to drink it all in.
Ulrich will not send liars to help you. Besides, I don't remember agreeing to let you lead. I am here on my own business.
I don't
I
recall
am here to
allowing
fight
you
for
to join.
war against chaos. Well, just as well that I didn't ask them.
Like, Matthias would totally pull rank, but we work in different churches, so...
Templar, bitch!
What time is it? What time is it right now?
It's getting to be dusk. The shadows are lengthening beneath the trees, that kind of thing.
Eamon clears
Still-
his throat
Mhm.
and then gently reminds everyone, we are surrounded by enemies. We need not make any between ourselves. Perhaps we should find a place to rest for the night and decide
Indeed.
where we will go tomorrow.
I mean, nighttime would be a good time to maybe scout at least this camp, or maybe give them something to remember us by.
I think
Scatter
we
them a
found
little bit,
everything.
slow them down.
I give Rat a very pointed look. I think we found everything here we needed to. And back towards Eamon. Now, let us see if you still have that almost cracked shot, Astrid. And
Very well.
we'll head back towards our camp. I mean, part of me thinks that we totally wouldn't do like a shooting contest, but I think we totally do because we are who we are.
All
You
right.
do it with bows if you prefer. They are much quieter. Or have
Babs
you
and
neglected
bullying.
your other skills?
I neglect nothing. No. Do I fear putting any man or woman to the torch? Or by bow. Although I do not prefer such weapons of cowardice. I like my enemy to hear me when they die.
Tomorrow morning. For now, we should remember your fallen friends and find rest. The fight begins at dawn. And as she goes
Already
past, she's
begun.
going to grab Rat by the scruff and just pull him up onto the back of the horse to mosey on along.
Right.
He has short legs.
I shoot
That's
Rat a warning look, like, don't tell this crazy woman anything that we've done.
Like, Rat will look back to Matthias like, what is happening? Am I getting married? That's everything in that one look.
This is like, I see what this is. This is like, we have like joint custody of Rat, and like, this is the weekend that Astrid gets him.
And I will look forward to giving him back.
So to remind Matthias for his firebug, you set the fire, and for 9 hours, Matthias experiences a sense of elation and euphoria from setting the fire, but will suffer a -10 to his fellowship for 4 days as he becomes depressed after the fire is gone. You can remove that, of course, by setting another fire, which will start the cycle all over again. We had a wild magic.
Does that include
search.
campfires?
Yes, for Astrid. Oh, cool. So that's good. Astrid's wild magic. The nearest bridge appears to be made of a thick fog.
Okay.
Cool.
All
I
right.
would like dramatic effects.
Matthias,
Yeah.
you cross that bridge first.
Oh man.
Eamon's going to
Alright.
check in with Bran since it's been some time.
It's been a
See
few
if,
hours, even like
if these priests are still moving or if they've reached their destination, basically.
Okay.
Hey, and thank you to Mythomatic for the raid. Welcome in, my friends. We're just playing some Warhammer over here.
Hey.
Welcome
Hey,
to
Myth.
Roleplay. Hey guys, what's up?
Bran reports back. They traveled into the hills south of here. Difficult to follow. Much cover. But there's a stream which runs, and they found it and traveled upstream.
Okay. I will relay that to Matthias.
Upstream, you say? Cool water source, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Behind
They are
water,
moving-
the keeper said.
And in the darkness. Yes.
Perhaps
I
waterfall in a mountain.
mayhap they are
In
moving
Boughs.
into the hills.
Good. As long as your friend can follow them, we will be able to as well.
I will tell him to continue to track them. But it is becoming difficult in the hills. A lot of cover.
Am I gone at this point, or is this like? Is this when
Dead.
I've been turfed
He's
off?
fucking dead.
Is this when I've been turfed off, or is this back at camp?
Where are y'all making camp at?
I think where Nora and Yidris are like buried, where the keeper was.
Okay, so it doesn't take that long to get from the sort of the campsite where now a blazing inferno of this sweat lodge begins to go up. It doesn't take that long to ride back from there to the tree under which Nora and Yidris slumber. So it's not that long of a ride.
Okay.
They're not too far away. When I was hunting rats, you can only follow them too long till they get to the sewer, and then you're never going to find them again. Surely they're going to give a warning that we're on our way.
They will be prepared for us, but we will be prepared for them as well.
And yeah, and Eamon, like, after Rat says that, like, Eamon, like, looks back at the burning inferno of the lean-to, and then remembering what the keeper said. Perhaps they have found lodging underground. That is how they stay out of sight. It'd say beyond the water, in the darkness. Just a thought.
Perhaps. I look to Yidris and say, how many cells of Tarlights have you yourself destroyed?
Matthias, why are you talking to the ground?
I talk to Astrid.
Yidris rolls over like, just 2 more minutes, Matthias.
Wake up, Yidris. Yidris, wake up. No. I turn to Astrid. How many cells of Tarlights have you yourself destroyed?
I have had no conflict with the Tarlights until now. But I have fought many men, Matthias.
Oh, I know.
Many
I remember.
creatures.
Many a Sigmarite.
They do make for the best enemies and the best friends.
I'm just looking between them incredibly awkwardly.
There's like a lot that isn't being said that they clearly clearly wants to say.
Eamon is trying not to roll his eyes at this. Just like,
How many fresh, wet behind the ears girls and boys have died by your side? Pointing towards Brianna.
Many, Matthias, as they have died by your side. Now, get to your point. What is it you want to discuss with me?
I move away from them at this point and go and just sit, 'cause I don't think I want to hear anymore. I'd like to, she just gets up and goes to sit by Rat, just quietly.
I kind of lean
Go
over
to
the camp.
children's corner.
Yeah.
Instead of kiddie table. I
Mum and
lean
Dad are
over
arguing again.
and I pointing with my gloved hand, I'm like, this is my case. Not yours. As far as I'm concerned, I will lead us in this investigation until I have brought to justice all of the guilty parties. Now you can come with us, as per my master's request. But I will not have 2 leaders in this camp. I will not have one of your people lead our band.
One of my own, Matthias. You have never developed a sense of humor in all the years. Well, you may indeed.
Good. Then we have an understanding.
Indeed we do.
And leave Rat out of this. He's an embarrassment.
The charming little fellow?
Quite.
He has done something dishonorable to you.
Let us table that matter for now.
Very well.
Tell me, Astrid, what have you been doing lately? It has been some time since we last spoke.
It has indeed. I have been rather busy since I was recruited. There has been much journeying all over the place. It seems that chaos knows no limits in time or space when it comes to its insidious spread here.
Quite. It is a land that has been left unchecked by the Markgraf, whom has become a penitent man to Sigmar.
Well, I hope that suits him well.
He disappeared.
Does it help the land?
There is a curse upon this land, one which obscures and hides. You should be careful here. You should watch out for your friend.
She is young. But it was who the road wardens wished me to take, and so I took her. 2 is always better than 1.
Would that Herr
Especially
Scheumann
in
came?
unfamiliar land. He is rather busy at the moment. It would appear
Lieutenant Hung.
someone burnt down a keep, and there are a great deal of refugees fleeing from all over the place.
This is not my concern. But
Indeed it is not.
Perhaps-
You have who you have been sent, Matthias.
perhaps it will be interesting to fight on the same side this time.
I do believe we will have much success in our battles here. Assuming our guns point in the right direction.
Well, make sure you don't miss this time.
I will prove myself to you in the morning as you have asked.
What's the rest of the party doing during this rather tense verbal sparring match between?
Uncomfortable.
Eamon is talking with Bran, trying to get as much detail of where they are and that kind of thing. So he's basically just sitting over back against a tree, eyes closed, just kind of like mumbling to himself.
Gotcha. You have Bran loaded up into FG? Because otherwise, just say, give me a perception check for him.
Will do. I do have.
How about Rat and Brianna?
Brianna she's only like 17, 18. She's very, very young. She's never really been out of Obelheim before. And after seeing all this happen with her, she's sort of still looking forward, sort of glances at Rat and she's like, is he always like that?
Rat will kind of just like be joking, smiley, and he'll kind of signal for you to walk away out of earshot with everyone.
Oh, okay. And she just sort of gets it and nods, just walks away.
Listen, you shouldn't be here.
But I was asked
really
to come
bad.
here.
This is really bad. I'm gonna die. I've come to terms with it, but you don't need to die.
Are you ill?
I've done some things that I'm not proud of. I can't look at myself in the mirror anymore. Just go during the night. No one will come looking. You'll be forgotten about.
No. This is what I was meant to do. I want to be like her, and I sort of point to Astra. That's what I want to be like.
I kind of point to Matthias.
I thought I wanted to be like him. And now that scares me more than anything else in the world.
Why?
if you get a chance. Because I'm not sure who's more evil. The people we're fighting or whatever hatred burns in his heart.
I don't run. My dad said, my father said, you don't run away from your battles. It's fine. It'll be fine. Everything will work out. We'll work together. It'll be fine.
He'll smile and, just for a second, he'll see that little girl's face in her smiling face. And he'll just kind of move away.
Have it your way. I tried.
Like she just sort of does like a half wave. Okay, bye.
And he'll stop and just turn.
If you tell him I said this, he'll kill me.
And then he carries on going.
I'm gonna find Rat. Probably at another point in the night after my heated.
That was out of your
conversation.
earshot. That was deliberate.
Yeah,
out
no,
of your
I
earshot.
get that. Yeah, it's not about that really. But I'm gonna find Rat at some point during the night and gonna take him off to the side. Rat, cannot trust her.
Who can we trust and fire?
Not her. We can trust ourselves. Amen.
Why? What's her problem? She seems kind. She seems like
Perhaps
she's trying to help someone, trying to
Perhaps
help
you-
us.
too young to remember the war, Rat. 15 years we fought against their kind. They rebelled against Sigma, Rat. Against Sigma.
What else have we got, Matthias?
Fine. But when she turns, I will be ready.
Matthias, I've come this far. If she turns, I won't let her hurt you. But sometimes you've got to look for the light in the darkness. And maybe she's our light today. Our friends are in the ground. I'm not even sure if they're gonna come back. All I want to do is stop this. And by giving Eamon that stone, we may have made things worse.
We will stop it, Rat. No matter how many of our lives it will cost, it will end.
Matthias,
And he pointedly looks you in the face, where quite often he'll avoid your gaze.
you are still doing this for Sigma, right? This isn't about vengeance or... Remember what you set out to do.
If I can avenge Alero by doing Sigmar's will, then so be it. But never question my faith again. It will be the last time.
And Rat's gaze soon drops.
I'd step back
Good
into
night,
the camp.
Matthias.
Good night, Rat. And I step back into the camp and Oh, I tell you what. I will, as Astrid is sitting in a camp or whatever, I will place down a, like, the equivalent of, like, a dog tag, I suppose, of a worshipper of Ulrich that I slew during this war. And put it next to her. Should find its home. It was brave.
I will do what I can. Thank you, Matthias. And she'll take the dog tag equivalent and put it into her bag of things. And out of her bag, she's gonna pull like a bag of whiskey, a bottle of whiskey, not a bag. A bit classier than that, not actually a Viking.
So you got a bag of these symbols. Like, I could have
1,000 dog tags.
Here are all of yours. Have a good day. No, she'll just pull out like a 75 centiliter bottle of whiskey type deal, and she'll raise it to the small. I imagine we've got some sort of small campfire thing going on here.
Yeah.
And so she'll raise it to the
Matthias,
fire.
yeah.
She'll take a drink, and then she'll pass it along to Matthias, and it's up to him if he wants to drink.
Yeah, he'll take a drink and say, call out to Brianna if she's still awake. Girl, would you drink? You should drink before you die.
I've not known, but I'll try it. Like, and she sort of shyly walks over, and is he offering it to her, or?
Yeah. I say, a soldier of Sigma or of Ulrich should partake in communion for the
This is
spirits.
good advice. You should drink before you die.
Okay, and she takes like probably far too big a swig because she's never really had it before. She's like, like, and sort of probably splutters most of it, and she's just like, yeah, that's really nice. Yeah.
I chuckle darkly. If Eamon's still up, I'll nod towards him to take some.
He will join the fighters around the fire, and he will take it and take a small swig before passing it to Rat.
Oh, I've got to do this again.
And Rao try and do a fake swig as much as possible, but I imagine some goes in and burns his mouth a little bit.
Everybody's drinking around the campfire.
Yes, raise a toast to new friends and to old ones.
To new
To new
friends
and
and the
old
older ones. And young ones.
To new and old.
And the wild magic searches. Not Nora. Brienne, all food consumed within 1 mile is overpoweringly delicious.
Wow.
And your second one.
Can I get
is
another
pretty
drink of water?
Yeah.
good. Also, Brienne thinks that people are just using you for money. People are just using you for your money.
Good luck.
I mean, just like the real church. Hey! And then Astrid's wild magic is that the caster is thrown 4d6 feet into the air. That's some good whiskey.
So strong.
Wow.
Okay. 46.
Yeah, 46.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Okay. 16.
What happened to
feet.
Alero? The cycle!
Right. Yeah. Sure. Right. There's a.
It starts again.
It starts again. Astrid is thrown into the air by some sort of powerful vibration of the earth, and is going to come down hard.
In reaction, she like instantly draws a pistol to figure out who the hell just cast magic on her to do that.
All right.
To Eamon. Is this a joke?
No, I didn't cough.
That wasn't cool.
No, this is.
Did you do it?
The chaos. I do not use magic flippantly. This is the chaos that you have walked into. Prepare yourself for things such as this. Random happenings. They will assail
It
you
is
at
a
every
hella
moment.
of a greeting.
Get used to it, as Eamon says. You know, the last companion who traveled with us, she experienced something similar as well. I killed her yesterday.
You really want to start a fight tonight, Matthias?
No, I did not. No. I merely see the patterns in things as she once did now. Let us hope I do not have to kill you as well.
You're very superstitious now. And she's gonna tuck the pistol away. Tell me, Matthias, what is your sign?
Sign of the twin-tailed comet. And that's my end to this conversation.
How many drinks does everyone have from this overpoweringly delicious whiskey?
One.
It's really delicious.
Many.
Man. Yeah, many, probably.
Many?
I probably want to
Okay.
get drunk to the point where I don't find her, like, super, like, annoying or to be in the presence of her, you know? Like, I want to get drunk enough to be relaxed
Not a dick for
from the
5
fire.
minutes.
Family
Gotcha.
Christmas drunk.
I mean, 15 years Civil War, Matthias being a bit of a dick. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Warhammer has the amazing skill consume alcohol, which
yes.
if you have a number of drinks over your toughest bonus, you have to start making rolls for to stay sober. So if anybody has consume alcohol as a skill, I think you can use it as a half rank if you do not actually have access to the skill. So Matthias is just drinking until he can stand to be around the new people. Astrid's drink continues to drink.
just like me in real life. I mean, that's
There you go.
the only way I can do it.
Hardly, it's like easiest role playing. And then how about Rat and Eamon?
Imitating life.
Eamon, he's gotten drunk before. He knows his limits, but he will have another drink or two just to savor a moment of goodness in all of this.
Gotcha. Rat.
Rat will take a kind of little glassful, and he'll go pour one pour one out for the homies. He'll go pour it on the ground over the top of the interesting noise.
That started to be a little weird.
Yeah.
Colloquialism's a little different.
And then he'll
Pour one out for the pikeys. Yeah, that's right.
Oh Jesus! That erupted from me. I apologise. Wow, that was a guttural laugh. And then he'll kind of just sit himself between their two shallow graves, and he'll kind of just have a conversation with the two of them, like they're there. And I imagine that night, Rat's gonna just dream of himself sat waiting for his friends to unearth themselves, but I imagine time's gonna go really, really fast. Like he's been waiting aeons and aeons and aeons. Like snow's gonna appear on him, and it'll be a full-on scene. What's the fucking cartoon I'm trying to remember of? King of the Hill, where everything's speeding by and he's just sat there.
It's the best anime. There is Astrid and Matthias get drunk. Everyone else takes their nips, and then gets the night descends like a heavy blanket over the forest. That night you dream a strange dream. A dream of a wheel of cheese seemingly trundling across a bridge or a pyre of some kind, blazing with fire. It's melting, bubbling, blackened outside, sort of falling away as it just... You wake a little disturbed and a little less rested than perhaps you would have liked. Let's see. Here we go. The first... So Astrid eventually will get drunk. I'm going to go ahead and roll me a D100 real quick. There's actually a drunken table in Warhammer, so...
I love Warhammer sometimes.
I just
I love it.
succeed. I got a 15 out of 16. That's a success on my consume alcohol.
I succeeded
Nice.
my first one and failed my second one.
Oh, do we need 2 of them? Okay.
However long you stay drinking. Yeah. What's the first one for
yeah.
Astrid? That was a 20?
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a 62.
Roll me a D10 for Astrid. Actually, the same for Matthias
Sorry,
as well. Just a
one
D10.
D10?
A D10. 1 D10.
I got 10. Oh no, I got 6.
10. So Astrid is drunk for like 5 hours. Matthias for whatever Matthias's toughness bonus is. It's like 3. So like 3 hours. For in terms of the effects, Astrid is can act normally, otherwise has no effect, but is at -30 to weapon skill, ballistic skill, agility, and intelligence until the effects wears off. And then Matthias seems to be confused but resolute, not sure what's going on, and may lash randomly, either verbally or physically, depending on his
Can we tell
closest.
the difference?
Yeah.
Matthias is angry drunk for 3 hours.
So he's just Matthias
lot of
for 3
men.
hours?
So like, I imagine we are like we get into that point of drunk, we start telling war stories about it, and there's like this one battle that Matthias just like he can't let go. Yeah, maybe we
Like
lost.
we're
this
arguing
one.
over who won that battle. It's one of those battles
Right,
where no one
you
really won
wanted
it.
Yeah. Sigma
Have you
always
won it?
wins. I come back to this
Took
again.
all of the ground.
There is no way that was not a victory for Sigma that day. I remember it as though it were yesterday.
Just because you set fire to everything doesn't mean that you've won.
It was a good fire.
Yes, it killed a
Assuming
lot
you
of
can
your
hear
own
us,
men,
then
if I
that's what
remember
it's got.
correctly.
They were. Anyway. It seems like the hours draw in on us.
Matthias and Astrid argue into the night, and then as everyone wakes up that morning,
It's a dysfunctional family that they are.
both Astrid and Matthias with a bit of a hangover, and
Yeah,
everyone
fucking
with this
drunk on
disturbing...
a Wednesday night and absolutely
Work night
fucked
drunk.
and argue about it until 4 a.m.
Oh, that's great. Bran reports in. I'm heading home, Master. One of them spotted me and has pursued me for some time. They are deep in the
Fly
hills.
high, fly high. But out of range. Do not come straight back to us.
I will circle. Find you midday.
And the next morning, I'll tell everyone that they have found their spot in the hills, past the river or the creek, whatever.
Mm-hmm. How often do you view the landscape through Bran's eyes?
Well, I can't. That's the thing, is I can't see the landscape. I can just communicate, but he can communicate complex thoughts. So what I do is I check in and I ask him to describe like where he is and like what are the landmarks and that kind of thing.
Eamon knows that from where you are, if you head directly south, you will hit some hills, some forested hills. and that from there, if you sort of take to the southeast, will be near where Bran spotted them heading upstream. I'd like everybody to give me an idea of how they wake up and what their sort of plan is for the day, and just kind of what does the morning look like. Hello, Monk. There's Monkle. Officer Monklin has arrived.
I wake up at, I actually pretty wake up late because like we got pretty smashed. So I've curled asleep on a log somewhere. Like yeah, we had like gone to bed, but we're still like shouting across the campsite about this one battle that no one can remember what it was about. So Matthias probably isn't up as early as he normally is. Mm-hmm. Someone else can probably wake him up.
It's like there's diagrams in the dirt where y'all are
We have
disposition.
So
They were here. And then...
You bring out your miniatures.
We played an actual game of Warhammer.
No, this stick is this thing.
Matthias is kind of sleeping in. How about everybody else in the morning as you break in?
Astrid is probably up with her little headache, tending to her horse, who had a long day yesterday, and just obviously making sure he's fed and watered using supplies that she has with her. And generally muttering things about the battle that she still is not going to let go right now because she's still angry about it this morning. I can't believe he said that. Was he even there? I think he's just making this shit up now. And just off talking to this horse. She's like stroking it down, making sure its barding's nice and clean, sorting out her own armor and life. And also just generally just do a quick scout of the perimeter just to make sure people aren't just, sat out there waiting for us to wake up so they can kill us while our eyes are open.
Okay. Give me a perception test while you're doing that. How about everyone else?
Eamon is going to, having read the stars last night, and with the dawn, he's going to basically kind of read the last stars that go away as an omen for the first part of the day in our travels. Just to kind of see will we have unimpeded travels while we go to investigate these tallest lodges.
Wait, you're traveling to where the lodges are, or where the stream is?
Oh well, and I'm sorry, to the stream. My bad.
Okay. And so you're casting a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a +6 to that casting roll, and roll me an extra D10 as well as you cast your omen.
Okay. So and 9. So yeah, that's gonna end up being like a fucking
We don't. The
20.
extra D10 is only there to screw you over for Zinch's curse. You don't gain the benefit of the number rolled. As Eamon sort of casts this magic and can already feel the effects of the warp stone just on his person, augmenting what he can do.
But do I sense it? Do I sense its augmentation?
Yes, you do. And then at that, you have omens that are confused, clouded. Whatever is up that stream that the Talites fled to is not going to let itself be found easily. And that's where we're going to head off for this week. As Eamon finishes up his omen.
It's one big sigh of stress-filled relief. We made it, my friends. We survived the bloodletter. We survived actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Nora and Yidris are alive, kind of, and in the ground. We've got new friends. We've got old enemies. Man. Whew. This episode had it all, my friends. Well, that's what we're going to end tonight's episode. If you enjoyed it, let us know in chat. If you haven't followed the show yet, hit the follow button and join us. And don't go anywhere, because we've got Star Wars coming up here in just a few minutes' time. The Rise of the Dark Side, as the crew take to it once again. And man, this can be a fun game. Oh, so myself, Jim, and Pruitt are over on Save All Dice in just a few minutes with special guest DM Grant Ellis. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But let's go around. Did we enjoy ourselves? Of course, where can we find you guys online? Jim Davis, great job tonight. As ever, juggling the madness. How was that?
Juggling the madness. It's a wonderful and exciting challenge as a dungeon master running this game, just because it is so unpredictable and just careens from calamity to calamity. The dice are vicious and brutal, and you never know when an Ulrich's Fury is going to split someone in half. So I love this game. I love playing with you guys, and I look forward to it every week, of course. And as we race towards the end and some kind of climactic conclusion, it's exciting for me because I don't even know what's going to happen. So there you go.
Do you want to know what my guess is? Okay. Yeah. Southeast is being spoken about a lot, and there's this one creepy unnamed fortress in the southeast. So I'm like, wonder if it could be around there. So that's my.
You mean the one that's almost completely bordered by water?
Right? That's where my guess is at. Great job, Jim, as always. Thank you so much for hosting tonight. Pruitt, how was that, my man?
Oh man, I absolutely love this game. It is a highlight of my week. I can't wait till next week and see what really goes down with this warp stone on my person. I might hand it off to someone at some point, except in the heat of battle. But I'm Pruitt, the other half of WebDM. I'm also an inadvertent racist. I apologize for being a clueless American, and so. About to do some Saber Dice. That's fun. Send your clips into RPGN. We'll play them on Sunday, and I can't wait to come back next week.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pruitt. And Charlie.
Oh, what a session. What a session. Like, seriously. Can we get a break? But also, I don't want a break. I want to keep going as usual. I was meant to do rhyming as Yidris, but you're going to get rhyming as Astrid. I hope that's okay for whoever paid for that Wild Magic Surge. I made this character yesterday, and she was writing limericks about Matthias as soon as I finished her, so I kind of knew that was going to start happening. Thank you to everyone for letting me play, and for the ongoing chaos that is this adventure. Shout out to the Chaos Chorus. I will be over on the Discord channel as usual for debrief. And on Tuesdays, I'm on Scratchicus's channel for Wizards and Wardrobes, which is just as intense and harrowing in a slightly different way. So I'm in intense and harrowing games at the moment. But I'm super excited to have a new character and see how she works with Matthias and Eamon and Rat. And interested to see what Alice is going to do. Bring on Wednesdays!
Let's do it. Warhammer Wednesdays. Oh yeah, and if you guys don't know, you can come chat to us about in the Discord channel about Warhammer and any of the other games on the channel, or just RPGs in general. The link is there. Thank you, Charlie and Alice. Oh boy.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. So, I kind of already missed Nora. I just no. But I loved it. I thought it was amazing as always. I love it. And we'll have to see what happens with my character. I think we'll see where this goes or what happens. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all plays through, and I'm very curious as to what this epic ending is going to turn out to be at the end. Yeah, I am White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I am the other half of Scratchicus, and I play and DM on our channel throughout the week. We're currently running our City of Mist campaign, which is at 8 p.m. EST, which we are currently running. And we run the Academy. But yeah, I'm already excited for next week. I think I have an addiction to Warhammer now, but it's a bit of a problem.
I'm so excited for Monday when I get to hang out and make a new character with you.
Yeah, we're going to make my new character on Monday.
Oh. Nice. And last but most least, Gareth.
It's nice to have good guy Uncle Eamon coming in to save me for when I fuck up and make mistakes. It's nice to have Mother on the scene to argue with my father, and I can talk to my stepsister about the things that they've done and listen to them argue. It's a weird, fucked up family that we've got here, guys. It's crazy. It's fun. There's so many good things going on. Like, Jim, you are the most dark, amazing person I've ever met with your the way you weave in pain, and I've started to really watch. If you look when anything like really horrible is going on, Jim's there just with a little smile, and I'm guessing a semi, but it's just it's an absolute delight.
No, it's a big rig.
Yes.
It's a Viennetta, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
This is way too much. And chat, you're fucking amazing. Like, the level of support is amazing. Those of you who can donate and help and keep this show and Will and everything that happens here afloat, like this happens because of you guys. We really appreciate that support. But just everyone that keeps turning up and letting us know they're watching the videos or whatever, you're all fucking fantastic. These guys have got to go do their thing, so I'll stop talking, but thank you.
Awesome. Great job tonight, my friend. So many new characters joining us. So many new ships. My favorite one being Raymond, Rat and Eamon. And also Rat. Brienne and Rat. I can sense it already. It's got a great name. So
is Rat just a slut and I don't know it? He's been shipped with everyone. He's pretty much Amazon right now.
Seems that way to me.
Get that free overnight, man.
That Prime Day is coming up, my friend. Well, let's dive off this game. We're going to head into Star Wars, Rise of the Dark Side. Stay with us on Encounter Roleplay here for that. If you like sci-fi, or if you want to see myself, Jim Pruitt, and others, Dave from Nerdarchy and Grant Ellis plays Cypher System, then come over to youtube.com/SayWhatDice, hang out with us in the Discord, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, try not to roll too many at once. We want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everyone.